Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the South Dakota Esports State Tournament. I'm your host, Fever, joined by the one and only Skeptor, and we are here in draft. And it does look like Garen did get axed, as same with Misfortune. Mordecai's are also getting banned here,
And
and
Mel getting
Mel.
taken care of.
A lot of names being gone here. Pike getting banned as well. Well, we
So
just took care of a lot of problems.
targeting the doctor early off the rip here, taken away. Oh, doctor's in jungle? Dude, these guys just continue to switch who's playing where. Doctor's at the jungle spot right now. Doctor's played support both games that we saw earlier from the side of Dakota Valley Purple, but now locking in a jungler, Belvith, being the case. So maybe this Dakota Valley team, based on what gets banned out, right? Like my person's or my champion pool got targeted at support, and then they just role swap. Because
That's very cool.
Yeah, Clem King played support or played mid lane in the second game and played jungle in the first game, right? Because Cypher played mid lane and then jungle, and now we're seeing that swap again. But this time it's the jungler and the support swapping positions with that lock in for Doctor and Tron. So very interesting.
The flexibility is not to be
Huge.
not to be trifled with.
Absolutely. The Kane getting taken out, Fizz getting banned away from the red side. So
Makes
the other
sense.
fun thing about this matchup here, folks, is we have Dakota Valley trying to take down the other dual squad. Right, they dispatched the JV squad in their first round, matchup of the day, and now they're taking on the 4 seed, and this time it's the varsity squad. So, varsity team with an opportunity to avenge their fallen comrades in the JV squad. Right, so excited to see how this one's going to go. I mean, that would definitely put some more motivation in my step if we were going to be, playing against the team that just beat our friends in the first round of this matchup, right?
Right, for sure. I'm very excited to see because maybe like Duel said, guys, watch out for XYZ or whatever,
Oh,
like what
100%.
champion. That's
You
what you
saw the
do.
bans, bro. You saw the bans, right? They literally took out the Garen, which is like, yeah, it's in his name, so good on that. But they
Took
also
out Mel.
took care of the 2 support picks that Dr. Natron kind of dominated on and really snowballed those games earlier on in the day for his team's favor, and which resulted in them going for that role swap. So, like, very interesting things coming out from this Dakota Valley Purple squad, right? The ability
Yeah.
to flex your players into different roles and have a completely different look. We'll see if it pans out first, right? Not just going to say that they can do it, because
Right.
obviously league is made up of multiple different roles, and it's very hard to kind of be a master of all the different positions and champions that come with that. But if they can pull this off, you are essentially like undraftable and unlike targetable ban wise, because they can just move people around based on however you ban, and then it's like essentially your bans are completely nullified. Because it's like, dude, this guy doesn't even play any of those champions that support. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
it's ridiculous.
It's super strong ability to have. So I'm very excited to see how this will turn out for Dakota Valley Purple. And even if a Duel has the fire under their chairs to be able to take on Dakota Valley for taking out their teams, because Dakota Valley and Duel also 2-0'd both their opponents last round. So we did see the Dakota Valley side, but Duel Varsity, we haven't really seen any of them at all. But they did 2-0 the opponent, so there's got to be some prowess there.
Yep. Got to be feeling confident in some way, shape, or form. And then you take that with the fact that you know that this Dakota Valley squad took out your friends and your fellow teammates earlier on in the round. If that doesn't add extra motivation or that will to kind of find that success and that extra drive necessary, then I don't really know what would, right? Because
Right.
it's not often that you show up to a tournament and you have another team that you would consider like a friend or an ally, right? The varsity to JV level like this is like the most friendly like team that you can have. Yeah, you guys are like sister teams essentially, right? They practice with each other all the time, see each other at school. So surely extra motivation for the duel side of things. And I mean, Dakota Valley Purple, we saw them put on a clinic earlier on in the day. They got better I mean, after the first game, they looked even better in the second game, right?
Hmm.
So I'm very interested to see how this role swap between the support and the jungler is going to take place. I mean, Dr. Neutron seems like the player that would be capable of performing regardless of the role that they are in.
Right, because it's all about the proficiency, right? So even if you're just doing a quick play or whatever, and you're practicing these different off champions, for situations like this, you're still going to be much more comfortable than just doing it off the fly, rip one, just right in front of like nowhere.
Right.
If you have some practice with this talk, um, or Talia, you might be seeing some pretty good stuff here. So I'm excited.
Yeah, Cypher back in the mid lane. Jungler moving down to the support position should be interesting.
For
I can't
sure.
remember the champ we ended up locking in down there. It is the Tom Kench for Clem King.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. I couldn't quite remember. Okay. Dude, Vigar's such a freaky little guy. Not very huggable.
Yeah, he's got a dark and twisted side to him, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, we got a nice leash going here for Duel.
So we have in the top lane Malphite versus the Trundle. That's got to be a matchup favoring the Trundle. Very good tank killing champion. Steals stats away from those kind of champs and makes himself tankier for that with his ultimate. So something to keep an eye on. The 1v1 matchup heavily favoring the side of Duel in the top lane. Jungling can go either way. If Zac gets ahead, he's very hard to kill as a tank. However, same can be said for Dr. Neutron at that assassin-style champion of Bel'Veth.
Right. Because Kench is going to be wanting to play a little bit more in front of Jinx in the side of Dakota Valley in bot lane due to his tankiness, correct?
One more time.
The Kench is going to like mostly be looking for taking the incoming damage from Jinx, correct?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Kench is a tankier support. Both Nautilus and Kench are like tanky beefcakes that'll kind of stand in the front and try to soak up that damage to protect their carries.
Sure. Okay. Because in the bot lane, we might just come down to who gets grappled first. Ooh, trying it, but not quite. Nautilus is so scary. He's just waiting for the moment. Ooh.
Yeah, good push. I mean, we've seen very good things from ACT Prep Guide so far, right? Like, we've seen a lot of good play, not only on the Tristana. So now a hyperscaling character like Jinx, you'd have to think that ACT Prep Guide can kind of recreate some of that success that we witnessed earlier on the day.
I
Nothing
wonder if
too crazy going down early. Trundle looking for a trade. He's fighting in the minion wave, though, so he's taking a lot more damage than necessary. So going to have to pull out of that one for the time being.
I like the caution that both these teams have. They're playing very well, playing very safe. It does look like Dakota Valley pushing a little bit more forward, duel on the back burner, looks like, in terms of top lane at least.
Both junglers clearing top to bottom right now, so should have a little bit of a meet up in terms of fighting over this top lane crab or top river crab. Zac thinking about ganking the Malphite. Malphite does have a ward in the tri-bush, so spots out that the jungler is up here and around. Bel'Veth doing the Gromp now. So close enough by to where if anything goes down, they can fight over this together. Zac now looking towards the middle lane, gonna opt to go over to this crab. Bel'Veth might be showing up. Zac doesn't quite have the priority in either mid or top lane, so if he doesn't get that crab quickly, could be in trouble. Was able to finish it off before Bel'Veth made it over there. So good for the Zac.
Caught off guard as well, depending on what does Bel'Veth wants to do.
Bel'Veth going to bottom crab.
Yeah, okay. And then we're going to probably go help push bot lane, I would guess.
I mean, Zac's trying to come over and contest this as well. He doesn't have Smite, and Bel'Veth does, so it should be a free crab going over to Doctor.
Let's see what happens here.
Zach's not willing to give it, though. He doesn't have smite for this. He's going on to it now. Will slam Belveth into it. Smite comes through. Knock up good. Cage will stun up Belveth. This could be trouble for the side of Dakota Valley.
Hotlink coming up here, trying to help out teammates.
Not a bad start to this one. Very neutral state of affairs as we currently stand. Nautilus with the dredge line hook onto the Tom Kench. A little bit of chip damage added over to the bot lane of Dakota Valley Purple, but very even back and forth starting point in this one here, Fever.
I like what I'm seeing. I really do. Putting a little bit of a pressure on a top lane constantly. This Malphite's doing such a great job of being able to lane push here. CS is looking very nice as well. Not too much favorite one over the other. Ooh, Ken's just getting caught off guard here in the 3v2.
Yeah, Kench going to get Dredgeline back in again, forced to flash out, very low on HP. Ignite starting to tick away. Zach, on bare minimum points of HP, has to be very careful with showing here. Has that passive form available. If he gets chipped low enough, we'll split off into the 4 blobs and reconjoin. Doesn't get popped yet, will survive for the time being. But very dangerous situation for the Tom Kench. Good hook coming out from the Nautilus, as they almost found one early.
They're going to have to try and put the reel back out there and see what they can find. Dude, this Talia and Vigar are playing very, very loose. Very fast and loose. Scrapping, if you will. I'm about it.
Yeah, back and forth in the mid lane. That's usually how it goes. Mid laners, both being mages, usually constantly trading back and forth with the abilities, looking to get that upper hand on their counterpart. Good damage coming through from Vagar. Forces out the flash from Talia. So tough situation there. Flash now on that 5-minute cooldown. Big window of opportunity to make something happen. The subjugate comes through onto the Malphite. This Trundle is big and mean. Flashing forward with the chomp, but the follow flash away from Malphite. And he will get out with his life. So very close back and forth. Good fight in the top side of the map. Trundle winning out for the most part. But Malphite holding on to that ulti. Now Talia, no flash. This is a dead Talia if I've ever seen one. Walking up toward that bush. No flash in hand. Death sentence. And Zach delivers, opening first blood the way of Duel Varsity.
Very nice. I love the patience coming in from that Zach, knowing just when to strike. And also
Trundle might be in trouble here, Fever. Top side of the map here. Trundle, no flash. Malphite has the unstoppable force available. If he dives on too, the dash forward from Belveth has the knock up as well. Dead Troll in the top lane. 1-1 now on the kill feed. And I mean, making the point of Malphite survived. He did not expend his ultimate usage. Trundle did, and he burned flash as well. I mean, he is dead to rights there 10 out of 10 times. Very well played from the Dakota Valley Purple squad to realize that and go up and take advantage of that situation.
Right, I love the fact that we were able to bait out the flash by Malphite and have the insight, have the game sense to know, oh, I'm only going to flash if he flashes towards me. He flashes, guess what we do? We make out with our life. We're able to continue that play later on in the game. Love to see it.
Immediate punishment and answer. And now Grub's going over to the side of Dakota Valley Purple as well. So they're going to claim all 3 of those. Helping out their pushes on towers. Doing some extra bonus damage to the turrets when attacking them. So overall, not too bad of a start. Very even in terms of how this one has been playing out so far. Probably our closest early game that we have seen yet.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Skep. We are seeing a little bit of a contention here in bot lane. Kench just trying to get things started. Gets hooked himself.
Apologies about the dogs. I don't know what is going on. They are getting excited, but
they're
good
excited
trading
for this
in the
Kench,
bot
bro.
lane. Super Mega Death Rocket almost connects onto the Jhin, but it doesn't quite. And now the curtain has been called. Jhin, 4 shots coming through. Nautilus fighting. Jinx got excited and ran in front of her support to tank that one for the country. Definitely didn't have to do that. But oh well.
That's what he's supposed to do for you.
Yeah. Zach gonna go ahead and find another one traded back on the bot side. So trades galore. Zach at 2-0 now. A 3-2 kill lead favoring Duel, and it's a slight gold advantage in favor of Dakota Valley.
Very nice. I still can't. I'm still not over the fact that Jinx said, "Get down, Mr. President," as if that's not Kench's job.
Yeah, I think it's more so Jinx got the assist, and with Jinx's passive, get excited. She runs way faster than you're used to, so she just sprinted immediately in front of the Tom Kench. I don't think it was an intentional play on that part, but you know, hey, oh well.
Oh well.
Got the limb first of all, so that was good. Very tough spot for Talia, though. Low HP, and that's going to be a freebie picked up.
So
and now, fighting in the bot lane, this is tough situation for Dakota Valley Purple. They're in the middle of the Mixie. Belvith going to go down. Jinx gets eaten up by the Tom Kench, delivered to safety. Flash forward from the Nautilus. Dredgeline doesn't quite connect. Jinx should get out of this one safely. Ooh, that W put her low. But overall, Duel is playing a great game of this League of Legends so far. I mean, good trading across the map. They take out that first dragon, claim that Cloud Dragon buff, and now, you know, up 5-2, and they have reclaimed that gold lead.
I love what we're seeing right now. It would put a bad situation into a good one. Getting that Drake is also huge.
Yeah, well played. Belvith goes down, trying to do that dragon. So far, the lane swap not necessarily panning out, right? This is kind of the point of, you know, it's still very early on. Not saying that it's going to fail.
Right.
Just more so the fact that we have only seen domination so far from the side of Dakota Valley Purple, and that has started with a very strong early game. So, very different world that we are currently in with the swaps taking place.
And I feel like they're shaking up too themselves. They're trying to play it a lot more slower, and it's very interesting to see what we thought was so dominant is now getting taken by surprise here.
Not ready for that Nautilus to be up close and personal. A little bit of a dance coming through here. Clem King walking forward, still not satisfied with what's going on. Oh, he DC'd.
Oh,
and reconnects
heavens.
again. Okay, DC'd for a second, and it says reconnected in the chat.
Wait, no.
And now we're frozen. Oh,
no.
Boy.
No.
Okay.
Oh, we live to tell the tale. Ladies and gentlemen, it was just a floof, a fake out, if you will.
Well, he definitely did DC. Let's not
no,
say that.
No. What?
All right. ACT Prep Guide goes for the pause, trying to make sure that all of our players
I thought we froze
settled.
again.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know what you thought.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
This ain't my first rodeo, partner. I've been okay. Quick story time with Skeptor here. One of my, I wouldn't say this is like one of my first tournaments. I'd say like my third or fourth tournament. It was hosted at St. Cloud, so where the Minnesota State Finals will be taking place. We had a 7-hour delay to the tournament because the internet was just not functioning, and we had to get. It was during a weekend, so we had to get the IT team to come out and work on it literally on a weekend when nobody was on the school grounds. So it was, I mean, you know, a minor hiccup and dealing with the short pause is nothing compared to 7 hours. I mean, dude, yeah.
That's
you want to talk about. Yeah, no, it was truly unreal. It was truly unreal. Never experienced anything like it in my life.
I don't think you will anytime soon. It looks like we are going to be coming back to our lovely faces as we are, you know, taking a little bit of a pause. I'm assuming we're going to get this fishy up and running here.
So, yeah, I mean, 3-minute spectator delay is already enabled. So we've already gotten word that just having a brief outage or a brief disconnect. So it should take about 3-ish minutes or so before we are kind of back into the action and have this one rolling. But, I mean, so far we can just talk about what we have seen based on what we know from Dakota Valley Purple. I mean, quickest 3 minutes of my life, I guess.
Okay. Crazy.
Epic.
But what were you going to say?
I mean, I was just going to talk about the fact of how the role swap hasn't really amounted to what Dakota Valley Purple may have been looking for, right? We've only seen hyper aggression from this team throughout their play. We've only seen them consistently looking for plays and trying to be the ones leading the dance. And right now, they're a little bit on the back foot, right? Not by an insurmountable lead, but about 500 gold currently as it stands. Zach got that 2-0-1 in a very good position here.
Right, that bounty's looking mighty fierce right now. So can Tom Kench grapple in with his tongue? Like, can he bring people towards him or no?
If you ult them. So if you have 2 stacks on them
Gotcha.
and you land your Q and R at the same time, you can like gobble them up from a distance.
Gotcha,
Malphite with the
gotcha.
unstoppable force onto the Trundle, biting off more than he can chew, goes down. 1v3 now. Zach doesn't have the support from the Veigar yet. He shows up late to the party, trying to lay some damage onto the Talia. Zach will drop into the passive form. Belveth now trying to heal on up. Veigar trying to protect. Will find the shutdown, taking down the Zach. It's a double kill for the Veigar. 3-0-0 now. So not the worst of circumstances. Things playing out very evenly between these 2 squads.
It's very interesting to see that this Veigar was able to just come in and clean up shop. Good stuff. And now he gets a free push on tower. Awesome. This is what you like to see from the duel fans.
Yeah, I mean, very good back and forth, Fever, right? We are almost dead even on gold now. A 100 gold lead favoring Dakota Valley as they pick up those shutdowns to kind of help them out in that category. But basically dead even between these 2 squads at the 14-minute marker here. So as good of a matchup as you can ask for our final best of 3 of the day. Anybody's game here in this one. And right now, I mean, you know, a few key decisions here in the mid game could result in a game 1 victory. Zach now taking these grubs for the side of Dual Varsity, trying to make this an even trade. 3 grubs to 3 grubs. Nothing too crazy.
Malphite looking to try to get some nice push and contest top lane right now.
And Malphite's in a strong position now at 2-0-1. Has a little bit of a farm lead over the Trundle. Also, the XP and HP kind of favoring this Malphite. So, very good position here for the Rockman.
He's made of rocks?
I mean, he's actually, if you want me to be a nerd about it and like the lore, he's like technically a mountain.
What?
Yeah, he's like he's like the size of a mountain in like League lore. But it's like on Summoner's Rift, everybody's like essentially the same size, or like they make it scaled up correctly. But I mean, yeah, Aurelion Sol is a moving galaxy. All right. And I mean, you and I had the Cho'Gath conversation the other day. So Cho'Gath is technically the biggest champ in the game. He can get to the biggest size in the server. Zach jumping into the mix, pulling the Malphite back. Good pillar from the Trundle. Has flash available, so we'll burn it. Trading ultimate for flash, always worth it. Flash the longest cooldown in the game. 5 minutes on your dash timer.
Why it's so important when you're...
Malphites should just ulti away, too. You should just ulti before flashing. Like, your ult's on, like, a minute to a minute and a half cooldown. Should just ult away first, right? What's a longer cooldown? I mean...
Less punishing.
Don't have to be a mathlete to figure that one out.
Even if you
I think the natural instinct is to flash, though, right? It's just like...
It's out of pure panic.
It's your get out of jail. It's your get out of jail card. You think, you know, got to use it right away. I mean, he might have been okay to just throw the Q, and because you gain move speed after you throw your Q as well. So, you know, Q, slow the attacker or your oppressor, whoever's coming after you, and then it's kind of like a last resort. Because, I mean, he's super tanky as well. But also playing it safe, right? You don't want to be that guy that gives away a shutdown. He's worth 500 total gold, 300 for the normal. Ooh, Jinx going to get dredge line. Hold that thought. Nautilus ultimate as well. Jumping into the fray is the Tom Kench.
Very
Jin
nice.
traps going off. Nautilus forced to flash away, but Zach shows up late to the party. Big time Blob City coming through. Tom Kench with the gobble gobble ultimate. Too little, too late. Massive double kill in favor of Dual Varsity. 9-4 on the kill feed now. Gold advantage in favor of Dual, and they are now looking for their second dragon of the game here, Fever. What a well-played early game to this one here from the Red Squad.
That Zach ult was fantastic.
I
cannot believe he was doing some great work. I loved coming in here. We thought the Jinx was going to be the one pulling out the stops for that fight, but no, it was the Zach just being an absolute menace. We love to see it here as we get our second Drake on the side of Dual Varsity.
Yeah, Sketty Noodle's been going ham in the jungle position. 3-1-4 right now. 7 kill participation out of the 9 total kills from his team. Also, both neutral dragons as well. So, I mean, really getting the better of Dr. Natron in the head-to-head jungle matchup. I mean, that's kind of what I was highlighting, right? Is this going to be the same level of play that we have been witnessing from the support position? And right now, for better or for worse, not the case. And Duel getting the better of this lane swap attempt from the side of Dakota Valley.
It was definitely a good play and a great gamble, but unfortunately, with the caliber of these teams being so calculated, it's going to be harder and harder to pull that stuff off.
Absolutely. Ooh, Tom Kench Wing in will knock Jin up into the air. Barrier popped immediately. Dredge line onto the Tom Kench. Not really a good fight here from the red side.
Yeah, Jinx
Getting
applying some
chipped
great
quite low.
damage. Jinx also
Malphite
does
chipping
have
away.
Super Mega Death Rocket if we want to try to get it. I don't
Bot
think
lane
like we
gonna
use
channel
it here.
that recall. No, they're already back at the
Okay,
base,
fair.
but nobody here now to defend this turret. Jinx can really put work on it. Maybe get this first tower of the game. We'll have to see. Minion
Let's see
wave
if
coming
Pap Pap
through.
can do something.
And then, yeah, I mean, you
Oh
see a
my
rock.
gosh.
Yeah, the machine gun shoots faster. It gets up 3 stacks, and now it's firing on all cylinders. That should be Tower 1 going down in favor of Dakota Valley. So, I mean, really keeping this game tight here. Gold lead almost identical.
But that was the first tower on the side of Dakota Valley. Even though Duel is up on Drake's, very interesting to see how this one's going to play out. I'm quite excited here as we are pushing towards second tower already. Kench is trying to make a cheeky play here. I wonder if he was trying to gobble him through the wall. I don't know if he could do that.
You got to have 2 stacks on him first.
Got it,
or-
got it.
Yeah, or because the third stack would come from you landing your Q. So Kench can ulti his teammates. He runs faster when he ults his teammate. Basically, you can't attack them when they're inside his belly, and he can like run away fast and get you to safety. Or
Oh,
he can
sure.
ulti a bad guy, and then he's slowed in the movement process, but can kind of spit them out to where he wants and set up teammates to eliminate him. So it's kind of you kind of have the duality of both options there with that ultimate.
So what you're saying is this kind of like a stinky Jeff.
I mean, it's kind of like that, yeah, from Marvel Rivals, if you want to
Yeah.
think of it that way. But it's like you can only ult one person. You can't ult
Yeah.
multiple
I like
people.
that. I like that restriction actually. It brings a lot of more
I mean, it's
aspect
better.
of choice.
Yeah, that
you might
yeah,
be
it's-
onto something here.
yeah, it's way better. That we don't need to go down that road, but you know how
No,
I
we
feel
do
about
not.
that shark.
No, yeah, we don't need to bring his name into here. This
Sketty Noodle, however, has been a playmaking machine for this dual varsity squad.
I'm sure he's gonna try and contest either this Baron here, but it seems like Dakota Valley beat him
Herald?
to it. He could try to steal it.
Just Rift Herald
but-
right now.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh,
You're
Rift
good.
Herald. But we do have the Atakan on deck, so we could try to play that instead since we're gonna get Herald here from
4 out of
Dakota
5
Valley.
members up here for Dakota Valley Purple. So well played. They have about a 100 gold lead about.
We
in
can
this
low-key
one.
push lanes since every single one of Dakota Valley's went to Herald. We could try to
It's
capitalize
Lee
on
in the
that
bot
absence.
lane. Bot lane in the mid lane here.
Ooh, yeah.
Dragon respawning pretty soon.
There's going to be some contention on that here shortly. Zach
Overall-
recalling.
I mean, still the closest matchup that we have had throughout our day yet, Fever.
Sure is.
Nautilus getting rooted up from the Jinx. Ultimate coming through onto the Jinx now. Looking for that W in from the Tom Kench. Won't quite connect. Dragon spawning in now. 30 seconds or less.
We're going to see if we can do something about it on either one of these sides. Top lane is pretty constricted on pushing their own lanes. Bot lane's choosing to fight and throw it down to mid lane. Nice W from Jinx.
Zach just clearing through his bottom half of the map. Zap coming through onto the Tom Kench. Dragon now spawned in. Mountain Drake available for the taking. Nautilus will root up Tom Kench early. Cage onto
stunned.
the back line. Unstoppable force onto the Jin. This is trouble. Belveth gets into the back line. That Jin gets eviscerated. Now, trouble. Jinx excited. Red team running for the hills on this one. It's all blue side in this team fight. Nice opener found. Jin a little bit too far forward. Gets caught out. And that's one of the last positions that you can afford a mistake like that. Positioning so key for the AD carry position. And now, first dragon of the game going to be claimed by the side of Dakota Valley Purple.
Very nice job from Dakota Valley Purple there. I really like how we were just kind of playing so passive until one of Duel messed up and overextended. And then we just dived all in. Especially since we were able to stay up on live with like Zach ult coming in and stuff like that.
Yep. I mean, 2 quick elims, right? 2 real quick elims. Turn that one on its head. And it was a quick fight. That's it. That's all that really needs to be said about that one.
But they needed a quick fight because then they needed to go get Dragon. So that's exactly what they were looking for.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, the other point of that, too, is, like, the AD carry being the first one to go down for the side of red means their primary damage source is wiped out. The consistent firing of an AD carry is kind of what sways those team fights quite heavily. So Jin going down first left a wide opening for the side of Dakota Valley Purple to really swing that fight in their favor quickly. Maybe if Zach is there at the point of engagement, but just a little bit behind. So very well played fight coming through for Dakota Valley Purple. They now find themselves up to about a 1.6-ish, 1.7-ish K gold lead. Nothing too crazy, right? Still a very even game in this one. But this Malphite's getting quite tanky in the top side. 3-0-2 now. Zach diving in, trying to stop that Tom Kench. Dredgeline won't connect. Jin in trouble.
Out of there. Ooh.
Fighting this Talia, losing a lot of HP. Will have to flash his way out of there. 5-minute cooldown for the Jin now. And being an AD carry with almost no mobility, right? Yeah, you get move speed when you crit and you start running a little bit faster, but no dashes, no safety mechanism without that flash. And with the amount of gap closing abilities on the side of Dakota Valley Purple, that's going to be a very vulnerable Jin for the next 5 minutes in this one now, Fever. Top tower is going to go down. Malphite and Trundle trading blows. Dredgeline comes through for the Nautilus, but gets walled off by the Talia. Will ultimate knock him up in the sky, quite low on HP. Nice knock up from the Belveth. The Dredgeline now to safety. Zach falling quite low on HP.
Shooting behind turret. Kent's getting caught out by Vigar's trap. I think we're going to disengage now.
Overall, I like what I'm seeing from both sides of this one. Super Mega Death Rocket going to come through. Doesn't quite land on the low HP target. Looking for that execute. Recalls are channeled. Otacon being taken by the Malphite and Belveth in the top side of the map here. Trundle showing up. Zach close by. Trundle spotted on a ward.
As well.
Gets launched into the rocks. Standing too far forward in Trundle. Costing his life. Walking up. Doesn't realize he's standing on a ward. And now it's the side of Dual Varsity. Down a man. Down their top laner. Otacon should be going over. Herald gets called in. And they don't want to give this one by any means. Dual Varsity looking now to fight back into this one. But Jin goes down immediately. Ooh. And this is not the fight that you were looking for.
Jinx
an absolute wiping of Dual Varsity. And now this one drastically switching hands in favor back into the side of Dakota Valley Purple. Lefevre, they find themselves up kills, up gold, and now starting to push through this top side of the map.
Zach's the only one left alive to defend this home right now. He can't do anything. He knows he can't win this fight. Rift Herald gets regardless. 2 turrets.
That is something else. Zach trying to mix it up here. Trundle showing back up from the respawn. Belveth will survive after the ultimate, or the GA gets popped. Jinx finds another one. Zach comes back from the passive form looking for more. Jinx now in a 1-on-3. Very difficult spot for the Jinx.
We're just going to have to flash out.
Has the GA, right? It doesn't matter if you die. You just go back to base. So, inhibitor tower claimed. They just took 2 towers on that push in the top side Fever. And now gold heavily in favor of Dakota Valley Purple.
insane work from Dakota Valley there. I love the use of the capitalization. Just said, you want just a Herald here? Sure, let's send them out. And then we get such a massive gain off of that. And the Otacon coming in on deck as well. You're looking pretty if you're Dakota Valley right now. Duel's going to have a hard time coming back from this one, but it's not over for them. They're still very much in this. They do have dragon buffs. Things are going to be a little rough for the next little bit here, but Duel can find footing again.
Yeah, positioning going to be super key. Trundle walking up early, right? No teammates around. So going down early, putting them in a disadvantaged state, 4-on-5 scenario, very difficult spot to fight back into. Zach now walking up solo, going to get knocked up twice here. And, I mean, in a world of hurt, these solo walk-ups are the death of these teams. See if they can turn this one back by any means. Tom Kench Wing in for the knock-up. Flash out immediately from the Trundle, and, I mean, this is what we're talking about. The beginning of the end, excited Jinx running forward solo, woo! Biting off more than she can chew. Tom Kench with the timely ultimate save, but this fight is done and dusted, and the game might be as well. Dakota Valley Purple, drastic swing of events through the most recent couple fights, and I mean, dude, last few fights have not even been close, Fever.
It's just been overextending, overextending, overextending is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be hard for Duel to come back. Dakota Valley does get that Drake as well. Big ups to them. Mountain Drake on their side.
Mountain Dragon. I think it's like a 5% increase in your base armor and magic resistance. So up to 10% now.
Yeah, it's the beefy one.
It's either 5% or 7%. I'm not fully sure. Nice overextension pick here onto the Talia. They will trade one back. Trundle will get his first of the game. 15-11 now. And the thing that Duel Varsity has to continue to look for, Fever, is they got to force odd man fights, right? That is the key. Catching somebody out solo, having 2 or 3 players trying to make that play, especially when you're in these disadvantageous states of the game, right? You're behind on gold, you're behind on items, whatever it may be. And that's the main reason Dakota Valley Purple started to turn this one back into their favor. They started taking these favorable fights. They started going on to the carries first, right? Target priority, a massive thing to look at here.
For sure. We're doing such a great job as that as well. Like, we could get the Belveth here if we wanted to capitalize on Duel, but of course we don't know that they're off guard like that. It's going to be hard. We're going to see some contention here at Baron right now. We could try to steal it on the side of Duel.
Potential Death Bush. This could be detrimental for whoever walks forward here.
Super
Looking for the steal on the red buff.
Death Rocket not amounting to anything, unfortunate.
I think the point of that Death Rocket was to hit Zach on top of the red buff and last hit the red buff and steal it away from him. I don't think they got it because everybody has red buff on the opposite side of it.
That would make sense.
Good idea. Trundle going to get ulted underneath tower here in the top side. Will find that turret. Subjugate popped immediately. Less tanky for the Malphite. But it's a 1 versus 2. Belveth showing up now as well. Trundle,
unfortunate.
On the other side of the map, nobody close by.
No teleports
Not
ready.
paying enough attention to the surrounding elements, and now this is a wide open opportunity for Dakota Valley Purple to start up this Baron Nashor.
Nado's going to come in here and try to make something happen, but he'd best be wise to stay away, knowing that it's going to be very hard to try to take it.
This is a free objective now for sure.
Yeah.
Zach not close enough to smite this one away yet. Should be well in favor of Dakota Valley Purple. Showing up now, but, I mean, the objective's already been claimed. This is not a fight you want to take. Your Jhin is in the bot half of the map.
Woo, there's that Death Rocket coming out.
Yeah, Duel Varsity are starting to fall apart here, it seems. Jhin in trouble. Talia on the rundown. One more set of rocks should do it. Barrier is popped. Will delay that death. Zach now showing up. Gets spotted by Tom Kench. Belveth over the wall. Zach in trouble now.
Off guard
and
again.
I mean, it's the, yeah. You know what it is.
You know what it is.
Continuing to get caught out one by one. And I mean, this is the ultimate death sentence in League of Legends. Not getting opportunities to fight and have those successful team fights together, dying one at a time, can be detrimental. Big damage onto the Jinx from Vhagar, though.
Could see something fruitful there.
Malphite's so tanky, though. This Trundle pick, that's supposed to be a counter favoring Trundle massively, not panning out. Jin very low on HP right now. Will go down to that Ignite. Ticks away. Tom Kench finds it. And this is the beginning of the end here, Fever. Base getting blown to smithereens. Dakota Valley Purple continuing to show why they are a #1 seed. It might not have started out in the best fashion, but the teamwork reigns supreme. The decision making on top here. And Dakota Valley Purple will move to take game 1 in this best of 3 series.
Amazing job. I love that we were able to do exactly like you were kept on saying before, but being able to take those favorable fights, right? Let's take those 1v3s. Let's take the person in the bad position. Let's try to get this person overextending. We did a great job of being able to capitalize what we could and make a quick 180. Great stuff from Dakota Valley Purple. I love to see it, and I cannot wait to see more, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so we just received word. Game 1 done, dusted, right? We still got a best of 3 to take place. One of our players on Dual Varsity needs to compete in a chess match. So we are going to cut to a break. It could be a little bit of a longer break, folks. We're estimating anywhere between, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the length of the chess game. Sometimes these guys are speed demons. Sometimes it's a more methodical game, right? So we will be cutting back to a break. Go grab snacks. Go grab some drinks, whatever you got to take care of. You got a little bit of a time window before we get into game 2 of this one. We appreciate all of you guys joining us for the South Dakota High School State Tourney. And when we come back, we will have some more League of Legends for you guys. Hope you're having a great Valentine's Day. I appreciate you guys spending it with us. And we'll catch you guys after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SDHSAA. I'm your host, LaFever, joined by the one and only Skeptor, as we are finally seeing the game number 2 of this set.
Oh, yes. What a delay. Chess taking a little bit longer than expected, so we appreciate everybody's patience again. Must have been an epic battle between our chess contestant representing the side of Duel. So, with that said and done, Fever, it is time to get into the champion select of game number 2, like we have said. Getting things ready to go. And I mean, feeling pretty good about this one overall.
Yeah, we're seeing Mr. Frogman and Malphite here being banned. Darius coming out on the board, it looks like.
Darius getting locked in.
I feel like my brain is fried. Do we know which side is which?
Yeah, blue side is Duel, and the other side is Dakota.
Thank you. Bless up. Bless up. All right, we are seeing Volibear coming out for the first time. This tonight even. I like what I'm seeing.
Volibear, Vagar getting locked in. We have Trundle, Briar, and Victor now on the opposite end. Final couple bans coming through for both of our teams.
Mordekaiser getting in the ban. I like it. Now, do you think we ban Morgana, or I'm trying to think about who else would we ban in bot lane?
Morgana and Ashe, I think, are what we were seeing a decent amount of.
Well, Fizz, that's... Dare I say that's fine, since we already have our peoples locked in. The Zac getting banned. You know what? Fair. Fair. He's a little bit of a nuisance, no matter where he is on the board. I respect it.
Zac was a problem causer from the likes of Sketty Noodle. Had a very good performance and showing in that first game of this series. Did not amount to the victory or the success that they so desired, but overall, still very solid play nonetheless coming through from Sketty on that Zac. So no surprise to see it removed. On that note, we have a fully locked in squad. We have the Pyke Jinx bot lane. We have Kog'Maw Janna on the opposite side. Vagar and Victor in the mid lanes. And overall, Fever, I mean, a very balanced, even draft from what we are seeing. And should result in a very solid game, to be quite honest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw a very solid game 1. Dakota Valley and Duel was starting off strong, but it looked like things were getting a little bit south towards the later half of the game, the middle stage of the game, where they really got the big leads. Just be kind of getting staggered in overextending on the side of Duel. So we're going to be seeing if we can shape that up between the hour or so of gameplay that we've had. You know, we've really been able to think on our gameplay and our mindsets. And I want to see us carry that fortitude into game number 2 here.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, both teams had some very good moments in that first meeting between these two squads, but overall, it was Dakota Valley Purple making the better moves towards the mid game and late game kind of portions of that first game 1, and now looking to deliver the same here in game number 2 and close out our third and final best of 3 of the day. If they don't, however, and it is the side of Duel to kind of push through in this game number 2 and extend it, the first extended series we could have seen on stream today, then it would be going to a coveted game 3, which would be the longest day possible, which also is, like, frankly how things usually go at LAN tournaments.
Yeah,
It always finds a way to make that time extended, you name it. So I'm excited to see what both teams have in store for us, Fever. But yeah, after a hefty break, hopefully they were able to get some snacks and get some things figured out in that department.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing that I'd like to point out is it wouldn't be just the first game 3 that we've seen today, but within the entire tournament. Every single other game has been a complete 2-0, so it'd be very interesting to see if Duel could win this one out. I'm rather curious to see if we will be seeing that, or if Dakota Valley will once again sweep their the rug underneath Duel's feet.
I mean, dude, we had such a tight game 1. Like, this one could have gone either way, back and forth. Gold lead was razor tight for quite some time before Dakota Valley finally started to punch that pressure forward and really started to build a gold lead for themselves. So once this spectator delay has concluded, we will be jumping into the action, folks. We appreciate all of your guys' patience. We know it's been a long one, trust me, but should be coming to a close in terms of the League of Legends department before going back into the finals and semis and whatnot tomorrow.
Yes,
semis
sir.
is right now, so just the finals tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow will be grand finals for League of Legends, and then we'll get on into the other games that are at state finals. I think the order of operations would be
I can double check it if you don't know it off the top of your head.
I think it's Smash, Minecraft, Rocket League, but we can check. We'll have to see. Oh, I actually have it pulled up right here. You want LMAO? It's gonna be Rocket League, Mario Kart, Smash, Minecraft. Okay, I like a good mix-up. I like a surprise. So, we will be running the championship tomorrow, first thing in the morning, around 8 a.m. Central Time.
Is that when the stream will be live?
It does look like it. Yeah.
Or is that okay?
It says 8:15 on my little funny schedule thing.
Our viewers. Okay.
Yeah.
Early grinder.
The early grinder today. Let's do the same thing tomorrow.
Oh boy. Well, okay. I mean, it wasn't that early today.
Okay,
that's a reasonable time.
Personally, I woke up at 7. Maybe that was just me.
That was just
Star Guardian Jinx coming out. I like it. I rock that skin myself, so I'm so fond of it. Who's the support for Duel? I can't quite make out the plate.
It's Pike.
Pike, thank you. What a
Pike
deadly
and
combo.
Jen on the other side.
What
Garen
a deadly
this time,
combo.
Spin to win, taking the Trundle away from Weird Stick. He was on the Trundle last game.
Okay.
So, and we have more switching up, bro. Dr. Natron is in the mid lane now.
What?
Clem King is support, and Cypher back in the jungle. So another big switch up. And Pike walking up.
Oh, no.
Going for a ward. Mr. Stick in trouble here. Briar chasing him down. Will not find him. Low HP, forcing the flash out of the Pike. So a very good start here for the likes of Dakota Valley Purple. Getting that Summoner Spell flash off of the Pike and putting them in a precarious position here early.
I will say, on the bright side for Duel, at least we didn't get the actual pick, and we just, only burned flash. It could have been worse, but then we are down a man, and we are going to be having to run a little bit behind schedule here in bot lane on the side of Duel, as Dakota Valley is already making a very nice wave push in lane control.
Here we have it. The moment we've been waiting for. Potential last game of the evening here for the League of Legends. tourney and the stream. Very interested to see who's going to get out to an early lead. We saw Dual Varsity with a very strong start in that game number 1 Fever. It did not end up resulting in the success that they desired, right? But nonetheless, one of the closest matchups that we've had throughout the day being showcased in that game 1 of the stream.
Right. We are seeing a little bit of a push here from Dakota Valley right now. But we're going to have to back off. Not too much happening in jungle at the moment. We're just getting our nice leads and, spawns.
We got Briar clearing towards the top half of the map. Volibear clearing towards bottom. Nice slow onto the Jinx. We'll get NATO'd up. Barrier and Flash forced out of the 80 carry. So now in a very sticky predicament on the side of Dual Varsity. A strong start for the Janna Kog'Maw lane as they expend both of Jinx's summoner spells. Now in a very vulnerable state for the next minute or two. Having neither summoner spell.
What is there a traffic cone here?
It's that Trundle E.
Okay.
It's that
I guess
pillar. Yep, it's just the
okay.
skin. He's on Constable Trundle, so he's basically like a cop.
Oh.
So the traffic cone.
Okay. He's just
Replacing
making
the
sure
E.
we don't get hit by a car.
Right. Protection
okay.
over everything else is for sure what
Right,
is.
for sure. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Ooh. Noodle here is looking for this Janna. We're going to be able to get it. Very nice. Volibear getting the first blood.
I mean, Pike picking that one up. Volibear right there to support him, and it's Dual Varsity finding an opening first blood here. Briar showing up topside for a gank. Darius in a little bit of trouble. Has flash available. Will flash away. Should be able to survive this gank, and he does so. Costs him the flash, though, so in a little bit of a vulnerable state now. Pike goes for that E. Can't quite land the Bone Skewer either. Kog'Maw will pop the barrier. Was probably okay, but better safe than sorry. Briar now looking onto this topside river. Going to go ahead and force the Volibear back. Flashes away. Now Briar in a little bit of trouble. Conqueror stacked up entirely. Going to burn down. And Big Stick is going to find that one. Nice Elim coming through. And it's a 2-0 start for Dual Varsity.
Quite a unprecedented start. I couldn't see this one coming, but I like what I am seeing. Ooh, looks like Janna's going to be able to get pulled in there, but does not matter. Jinx getting caught off guard and overextending.
Not a bad one. Traded back now is Kog'Maw going to find one. And ACT Prep Guide has been an absolute menace throughout these games today, Fever. Some of the most damage probably deployed out of all of our South Dakota players.
For sure.
Has been on the money when it comes to the 80 carry position.
Okay. CS lead's not looking too stagnant. We're going pretty even here. And right as I'm saying that, I am noticing Kog'Maw rather dominantly controlling bot lane right now. Jinx is having a hard time keeping up. But then again, she's been getting low-key bullied. Let's see if we can make any changes.
I mean, they've gotten a couple kills from the bot side of the map, right? Pike set up that first blood with the Volibear. But overall, I mean, this bot lane has been the major strength from this Dakota Valley Purple squad. Well, at least with Dr. Natron at support.
Right. This doctor can do it all, it seems.
All right, Trundle's going to go ahead and ulti the Volibear, only level 5.
Not going to amount to much
heading
here.
on back. Darius trying to get into position for a potential apprehend. Won't quite reach.
We are going to try to contest these Void Grubs, though. It does look like Volibear is going to put in the work right now to try and get them. Darius, I think we're going to just keep on pushing lane. Ooh, we get that grab.
Goes for the Q. Doesn't quite land the blade portion onto the Trundle. Trundle trying to trade back a little bit. Darius getting the 5-stack bleed on him now. Q ulti? Ooh, no ultimate. That would have done it. Trundle would have been dead to rights. Dragon gets picked up by the Briar. Trundle forced to reset. Gonna try to teleport back to lane, most likely here. Darius getting some good chip damage onto the turret. Trundle teleports back. Janna and Briar getting a couple recalls. So, some action in the early stages of this one, Fever, but now kind of mellowing out a little bit. Both teams going back to a little bit of a feeling out process, if you will. I mean, with a delay as long as we had it, it's almost like both teams did kind of get cold a little bit, right? Like there was enough of a break where, I mean, they probably hardly even remember the game they just played. Like no troll.
On gosh, you might be onto something. Especially with all these champ switch ups.
Yeah. Ooh, nice engage onto the Kog'Maw. Gonna get ignited. Pops that barrier. Will skedaddle away from those Jinx chompers. Now starting to trade some damage back onto Nico. Barrier expended for the Jinx as well. So defensive summoner spell is gone in terms of the barrier. Flash available for Jinx, not available for the Kog'Maw. Briar showing up towards bot side. Both junglers on the bottom half of the river right now. Could result in some kind of playmaking. Briar gets spotted out though.
Okay.
Side bot lane falls back. Volibear now showing up. Things getting interesting.
We're going to be trying to see if we can get this Janna to overextend.
Janna was
Hiding in the
baiting a little
bush.
bit, I think.
Yeah.
Because they know that Briar's close by. But this, I'm not sure about how I feel about this. Briar's back on the blue buff now. Not close enough. Janna just got ultimate available. Will push Volibear back for a second. But the bear has ultimate as well. Briar now starting to move down this position. Volibear goes
choosing
for the
to
tower
ult?
dive, disables the turret, but it's not gonna matter. Getting a little bit ahead of himself there for Sketty Noodle, and he's gonna give over a freebie to the side of Dakota Valley Purple, and that's kind of hard there, Fever.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't entirely know why we decided to ult underneath tower like that. That seems very risky and not quite what we wanted to see out of that Volibear ult.
Volibear's ultimate, it disables turrets if you ulti on top of a turret, so it doesn't shoot for a couple seconds there. So, but the main point of that being an issue was Volibear. The team had backed off already. Pyke was not looking for that engagement. Jinx was not there to support with that supporting cast of damage, and you know, kind of the main thing that we've been seeing is like the teams that aren't on the same like wavelength and same thought process on what we're gonna do. Like the synergy, they really have kind of been going for aggressive plays. And it's like, if you're going to go for these aggressive plays, you need to go for them together, right?
Right.
So, Volibear goes down for the time being. We are tied up at 2-on-2 for the Elims. Briar ulti's on top of the Darius, who flashes away. Trundle now trying to run him down.
It's going to be
Darius
too
low on
late, though.
HP and will falter. Red team take one back. 3-2 now in this one. Kog'Maw looking for the Pyke. A little bit overextended. Will E out to safety and flashing out as well.
I don't think that flash was necessary, dare I say, Skeptor.
I think, dude, what I think it is, you know, we've seen a lot of early summoner spell usage across all of the games that we've spectated and commentated over today. And I think it's really just the nerves. Making sure you're trying to be safer than sorry. So, because you hate to burn the flash and then you still die anyways. Volibear should pick up a freebie onto the Trundle. Sketty Noodle gets one back. 3-3 we go. About an 800 gold deficit for the side of Dual Varsity. Dakota Valley making it happen.
Okay.
Second plate acquired in the bot lane.
Jinx trying to hold down the fort right now. A little bit overwhelmed, but we're going to be able to back off. Nice.
Pyke showing back up now just in time.
Just what we like to see. Couldn't quite get that grab off.
Onto the Janna. Bone Skewer doesn't connect.
This Janna is playing very aggressive and fast moves. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, Janna is solid. She gains move speed moving towards teammates.
Oh.
So like she can walk forward a little bit more extend wise if the AD carries back, and then kind of move speed back quickly.
Sure.
To safety. Dragon coming up in under a minute. Briar now playing down towards the bottom side of the river. The good note for Dual Varsity is all 6 grubs were attained, so they're going to get the bonus little grublets to help them out on their push. Not too shabby.
For sure. It's going to be a nice advantage to have. Also, Dakota Valley up to about 2K in gold lead. Maybe I can't read numbers. I think I can't read numbers.
It's about
That's
500
right.
gold. You're good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, thank you.
I'm holding your hand, taking care of you.
Thank you.
As only I would know how.
By telling me the gold numbers are wrong. Awesome.
I am like the resident babysitter for League of Legends, I'd say, though.
That is true. That is true.
So we have Dakota Valley Purple on this Infernal Drake. Volibear walks up a little early. They will take down the Briar, but Volibear will get traded out as well. Chaos Storm on top of the Pike will shut him down. Double kill found for the Victor. Vagar forced to flash away. Victor ticking away with Ignite on top of him, but will survive for the time being. 4-6 now, and gold lead starting to go up a little bit. Just over 1,000 gold lead now. Victor,
This Vigar should not be going in right now. He needs to get out of here.
he gets stunned up for a second. Heal expended from the Kog'Maw. They both get stunned up by the cage. Vagar will get out safely for the time being. That could have been suspect for either one of our mid laners. Both of them quite low on HP. Dr. Neutron will survive.
Rather risky, I do say.
Oh, and it's the Jinx!
Ooh.
Super mega death rocket from downtown. Victor recalling on a ward, was not ready for that. A beautiful pickup there for Nico, taking out the Victor. And now getting some push on the bot side of the map.
I love that we were able to kind of call out with a ward just to know. They're probably going to be here in a couple minutes.
Well, free snipe. I mean, they see him, right? A ward in the bush. You can see him, and they realize that. He's standing still, channeling that recall, not moving. And that rocket picks up speed. I mean, too little, too late. Not able to react in time. A freebie given over to Jinx, who very much can utilize that gold for greater success.
Any day of the week, we'll take those.
Dr.
Contention
Neutron now.
Down in bot lane here as we try to get this Drake.
Spots a couple players out towards bottom side river. Nice bone skewer onto the Briar. The stun up as well. But wow, crazy damage traded back onto Pike. He goes down. Volibear dead as well. And then Dual Varsity just not on the same page with what they're looking for. What the game plan is. Getting picked off one at a time. And this should result in a second dragon of the game going the way of Dakota Valley Purple.
I think what we need here is a mental reset and just to be sure we are listening to comms and communicate whether we're going to be able to go in or not. There seems to be a lot of hesitation here coming in from Duel, and we need to just get that under control.
Yeah, I mean, so far, very well played coming through from Dakota Valley, battling their way back into this one. Gold lead almost up to 2K now. So good work coming through from the squad in red.
I mean, they're getting great pushes as well. They're going to be trying to do something sneaky here in this bush. Woo! No way. No way that's Jinx size. That's crazy. Nice contention here. Ooh, we're using Flash. Crazy. Darius going to have to back off here. I think he gets picked no matter what. Unfortunate. I mean, Scap, we were seeing a pretty close game, but it's slowly falling away in a Duel is having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, Duel in trouble, to be quite honest. Volibear trying to show up towards top side, trrying to get one back onto Trundle. Good damage coming through. Ultimate available on top of the Troll. Will take him down. So a good trade back in the top side. But now Briar showing up to the party. And back and forth we go. Good shield going to come through for the Volibear. Briar in trouble, forced to flash out herself. The bear almost took one back, and he flashes in and chomps her head off. I mean, that was crazy from Sketty Noodle.
I cannot believe we were able to get that pig. That's awesome. Now just getting to dominate the map freely.
7-10 now. Okay, immediately after saying that, Duel are in trouble. They trade back a couple kills back into their favor. So, very well played coming through. And now, I mean, only about 1K-ish gold or so behind. It's looking a little bit choppy for myself, so I can't get the exact read on the numbers, but that's
it's
ballpark what it's about.
Just straight up 2K.
26 right now, they're at?
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Oh, another super mega death rocket from Nico comes through.
These are
8
on
to
point.
10 now. I mean,
love
making
to
it
see
happen. Solid work coming through. Darius in trouble. Another gank towards the top half of the map. Victor laying down the law. A nice heal up from the Q. A follow flash from Victor. And the final laser will take him down.
I love that we were able to pick a nice fight with the number advantage to be able to get that, Darius. Great work. And nice turn. Able to get one first turn of the game going in favor of Dakota Valley here. Ooh. Did we just use Flash out of there? From Pike? We did. Ooh. Better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Eight to 11 now in the kill count in this one.
No
Trying to
way.
track
We're
down
going
this Pike. The
in.
follow flash from Kog'Maw going straight forward. Jinx will land the zap. Barrier pop. But Kog'Maw unleashing the damage. The final ulti charge will take it. Big time Elim. Kog'Maw flashing forward, finding a double kill. And ACT Prep, I mean, has been the menace, the player to look out for. We've said it a few times. 6-0-2 on this Kog'Maw. And this is a champion that scales like almost none other. Volibear now trying to run in and see if he can have something to say about this Kog'Maw. Big chomp comes through, the heal, the barrier. Kog'Maw backing up, trying to build that space and distance, but it will not matter. The bear is unstoppable, running forward for more. Gonna attack the Janna first. Super Mega Death Rocket almost catches Janna on the backside. Victor showing up late to the party. Chaos Storm on top of the Volibear, and now forced to head for the hills. Briar looking for more. Pike is Pike's struggling, man.
Yeah.
Pike is struggling.
A little caught off guard there, I fear.
Yeah, we don't have to dive too much deeper into that one, but I mean, not on the same page as the team. Just team is running away. Pike is moving forward, right? Like simple mistake there. Got to be on the same page as your squad. 9-14 now. Dakota Valley Purple in a very good position here, Fever. Victor and Kog'Maw hyper scaling champions. Do more and more damage as the game progresses, and Trundle just absolutely mauls the Darius. Having a very rough series here in the top side of the map.
This Darius is just kind of letting himself get picked off too much.
Both games.
Yeah.
Really struggling. So, for the side of Dual Varsity, I mean, we're seeing a rinse and repeat of game number 1, to be completely honest. They have a strong start. They have some very good pieces of play involved in the game. Veigar doing very good right now. Volibear, very good spot. Jinx had a couple nice rockets. But overall, it's the smaller mistakes that have kind of been leading towards their downfall. This is going to be the third dragon of the game picked up, unless Volibear can steal it. The Super Mega Death Rocket almost claimed it. But they do find it. 15-9 now. 3 dragons in the bag of Dakota Valley Purple. Kog'Maw with the slow in mid lane.
Very nice.
Briar ultimate lands onto Veigar. She cannot stop herself from jumping in on this one now. And I mean, that was a little overzealous from the Briar for sure.
We took some unneeded tower damage, and unfortunately, she's just going to be taking the L on that one.
Cage lands onto the Kog'Maw. They had him trapped inside, but no follow-up for the time being now. As Dual Varsity looking to group themselves up a little bit more here. Victor getting caught out by the Pike. Nice grab from the Darius, stunned up by the Veigar cage. Darius ultis early and now going to go down for his sins. 2 freebies picked up, a third as well. Volibear in the fight by himself. Will find one back before hitting the deck, but a 4-for-1 not going to be worth it for the side of Dual. Dakota making it happen and really starting to separate themselves from their opposition.
They're doing such a great job of being able to put Duel in such a disadvantage that they're either going to have to run away or forced to fight, and Duel seems to be pretty split on what to do. Some of them will choose to fight, some will choose to run away, and it's creating a rift between the synergy of Duel, and they're doing such a great job, Dakota Valley is, of capitalizing off of that miscommunication.
Otacon being started up. You are correct, Fever. Just not on the same page for the side of Dual Varsity. 0-5-1 for the Darius. 1-5 for the Pike. I mean, some of these score lines not what you want to see. But overall, I mean, you're seeing big things coming through from Dakota Valley.
Oh, yeah.
A 4-2 Trundle in the top lane, a 5-2 Victor in the mid lane, and an 8-1 Kog'Maw. Like, there is so much damage output at the ready for this Dakota Valley Purple squad. It doesn't matter which one of them kind of goes down. There will be others that can fill in and replace that damage. Darius now looking with Pike to take down this Briar. She jumps back into the fray. Jana shows up with the shield, and Darius is not strong enough to be looking for these fights. And Dual Varsity are kind of just pushing themselves into the meat grinder at this point. I mean, this is feeling like they are kind of chalked mentally. Taking not the best fights, man. And this is the beginning of the end here, to be quite honest.
I think the hour did something to them, Skip.
Oh, it did. Yeah, they're cooked, my friend. No disrespect, but I mean, this is not the same team that we just saw in that game number 1. I get breaks can be tough. It's hard to stay locked in the entirety of that time. It's already been a long day as well. But right now, Dakota Varsity making the right plays happen. Pike will find the execute onto one, but with those GAs available, it's not an actual elimination. Goes down for it as well off the back of that.
Since the Otacon is up and online, all of these champions on Dakota Valley, they can just kind of push in for free, knowing that this life is not the end for them.
Bro. Yeah, straight up. I mean, you can die for free. Darius dead again now. And I mean, this is over.
It's looking cooked. This Kog'Maw.
Dakota Valley, yeah, bro. I mean, they're punching their ticket straight into the championship grand finals tomorrow morning at this rate. There's no stopping this team now. Firing on all cylinders. Over 10K gold lead now. A very good effort from Bully Bear. But it's not going to amount to the success required. Dakota Valley are too much for the dual varsity squad to maintain and handle. The gold lead has become insurmountable at this point. The Kog'Maw is way too much. 9-1-6. Look at him chopping down the Jinx. Victor falling low. Will return to base for the time being. Nexus turrets going down.
Ooh.
Briar ultimating into the fountain. That's wild.
That's rather unorthodox.
Trundle's in trouble, but still has that GA available. So even if they take him out, he's just going back to base with his fellow teammates.
And then everyone's safe. Everyone got away scot-free doing that much damage to their base. Insane work. Nexus isn't exposed, but we're getting there as Dakota Valley's looking to make a next push.
The thing is, too, here, Fever, is Dragon Soul on the cards, about to be claimed in under a minute here. TP into a little bit of a tricky position. Jana NATO will support the Trundle for now. Beating this Darius's head in, no problem. Will go down to the Vagar ultimate, but now it's the Bear that's in trouble. Ulti's back into the mix. Victor finds a double kill. Pike will trade one back on the Kog'Maw. A big-time shutdown found for the side of dual varsity. But overall, Dakota Valley Purple making it happen. Very low HP bars for the side of dual varsity. Pike looking for more. No HP on him.
Ooh, that's going to be another
really
one.
Not really knowing our limitations on the side of dual varsity. TBH.
We might just have to end here, if I'm going to be honest.
Not a lot of HP on the minion wave, but Briar showing up is going to support this. Dr. Natron is tanking both turrets. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting wacky at this point.
Yeah, we're just trying to take down anyone we can. Vigar going to try to put up a stand here with Darius.
Should be able to get out of jail free here. Dragon is on the cards. 2 inhibitors claimed. Super minions pushing into the base of dual varsity. Dragon Soul about to get taken into a Baron buff power play, most likely. So, I mean, the makings of the end are right here at the grasp of Dakota Valley Purple. Just got to put on the finishing touches, and this one is done. Bully Bear looking to maybe steal this, but even if he does, might cost him his life. He goes in late.
He's dead.
And I mean, he's a dead bear walking. Adios. 1v3. Right idea. Not going to lead to the desired result. Like I said, I mean, it's just finishing touches, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go grab the Baron. They've already got to be in their base to deal with the minions that are pushing and flooding into their base nonstop. Can't really contest this. Darius is out here in no man's land by himself. No idea what that is. 0-9-2 now for the Darius. A very tough series from the top laner from the side of dual varsity.
Right, it's not been easy for anyone on the side of dual varsity this game, but Baron is just getting cut in half.
Yeah, dude, this one's done. A good effort, a tough delay into a very tough result in game number 2. But Dakota Valley are the team to beat, man. I mean, we've seen it time and time again from this squad. Number 1 seed for a reason, Fever. And I mean, Dr. Natron, it doesn't matter what position this player is playing in, can absolutely light up the scoreboard. One of the nastiest victors I've seen in quite some time. And 12-3 is the scoreline right now for him. And one of the deaths was just tanking tower. And it was an execute. So, like, technically he's 12-2.
And it, like, no matter how way you slice it, the buddy is a little bit cracked, like an egg, if you will. We're trying to hold off on this last stand. Dual Varsity going to be doing everything in their power to try and keep Dakota Valley out, but I don't think they can keep up.
No, they cannot. They are too far gone at this point in time. Ultimates are coming through. Nexus Tower shortly to follow. It's an absolute bloodbath. Dakota taking care of their counterpart in Dual Varsity. And this is the end.
Yup, there's
their
the towers.
ticket into the grand finals of the South Dakota State tournament. Trying to defend, trying to hold on are the few remaining players of Dual Varsity, but it's not going to matter. That is the game in a handed fashion coming through for Dakota. Well played game. They take it in a 2-0 fashion, Lefevre, and, you know, unfortunately, only seeing 2 O's on the day.
Maybe something will change tomorrow, but until then, it's looking like we will not be seeing a game number 3. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for your boys Lefevre and Skeptor for today.
Yeah, I think that is the case. We appreciate you guys sticking it out through multiple delays. We know how difficult that can be, so apologies to the players, the families, the fans, all in support and in person for that. You know, not really much you can do about it at the end of the day, but we carry on nonetheless. Well-played series coming through for Dakota Valley Purple, but that concludes day 1 of the League of Legends portion of our tournament. Do you have any closing thoughts on your end?
I cannot wait to see what mayhem and havoc will be unleashed in League of Legends Grand Finals tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen. But that is going to be it for the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Day number 1 stream for the Esports stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an honor broadcasting this for you. We will be back live tomorrow with more coverage. But thank you, everyone, so much for your love and support. That'll be it from Lefevre and Skeptor. See you tomorrow.